This Pitch Breakfast video is brought to you by Spangler & Agins, attorneys for Charlotte's startup community.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Dawn Nicole, and I am a business growth expert, and I'm known as the Chief Growgetter here in Charlotte. That's Chief Growgetter because I grow businesses from possibility to profitability. Today, I present to you Growgetter 2.0, an on-demand strategy that drives your vision. Okay. Now, what is Growgetter 2.0? It's a fully automated web-based system for entrepreneurs designed to provide multiple on-demand business and marketing strategies that consider the stage of business, industry type, niche market, and various topics in questions or concerns in question. Okay? The story around my background. I'm a married mother of 4 who used to work in corporate America for 19 years. I came up in the banking industry working for some of the greats, Chase Manhattan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, SunTrust, you name it. At the epitome of my career, I was at TIAA-CREF in a very director level role where I serviced regulatory compliance and technology projects. After a very successful track record that afforded me a healthy 6-figure salary, I found myself very much unfulfilled and realizing that I was missing out on what mattered most to me, and that was my family. So while I had created successes for major companies, I was missing out on recitals and baseball games and football games, and I had an oldest son who was graduating, and I was missing all of that. So last year in August 2015, I gave my resignation and decided to join the growing force of entrepreneurs as a project management firm, or so I thought. My new journey would be met with 3 months of struggles and setbacks and trial and error due to complexities and confusion in business. I was in trouble, growing nowhere fast, and ready to dust off my resume, okay? Now, here's where things turned around. Here's my success story. Growgetter 1.0. I realized that I was creating many of my own problems by not following the science behind strategic planning that had worked so well for my corporate America career. So I decided to step back, create and maintain my own strategic growth plan according to things that I knew because I'm an Agile Scrum Master and a PMP. And I also realized that if this helped me, and in fact it did, this would also help many other small businesses because you guys can probably relate to this. Many people know where they want to go. They know their vision, but they don't know the how-to steps. It's the how-to steps that are really the strategies that people are looking for. So by December 2015, not that long ago, Growgetter became a brand of innovative strategy and was born out of need. Today, my mission was to become a business that grows businesses from possibility to profitability, and within 5 years, be seen as the authoritative source on strategy. So what's the problem, you might ask? Okay, here's the problem. We started to run into situations where people wanted what we had so badly because we do it differently. We don't do strategic planning using the old style of Excel spreadsheets and a lot of data dumping. We make it simple and easy to digest, easy to understand, and people wanted that. So what happened is Growgetter 1.0 became so successful very quickly, actually in a pre-launch state, that we could not keep up with the demand. It was at that point in February that I realized after creating strategy number 35, repeat strategies, after cataloging these and alphabetizing these, what would life look like if I could automate? What does an automated model look like that I could be totally removed from? So I present to you a solution, Growgetter 2.0. If you would imagine a world where many of the business unknowns were now right at your fingertips. Any strategy you needed at the very moment you desired, you could obtain through our new system. It would be accessible, actionable, and rateable. These would be how-to strategic steps that were easy to understand and simple to follow. This would equivalent to improved customer conversion, improved cash flow, and faster completion of goals. The future is now. Welcome, Growgetter 2.0. Here's what that looks like. What we did, just to give you a simulation, this will be modeled very closely to a LegalZoom or a WebMD, except it wouldn't be legal-based, it would be unique Growgetter strategies, hundreds of them in alphabetical order based on need. The user experience would look like this. They would have an opportunity to determine what stage of business, am I a new business or an established business? If for whatever reason they were confused, they could look at our alphabetized catalog and determine which one relates to them. This is what that would look like. Upon initial selection and system sign-on, users would complete a 4 to 5 diagnostic or discovery piece that would in return prompt the system to give them the strategy that best meets their need. Now you're probably thinking, how will you monetize that? What would that look like? Here's what it looks like. The system will produce unique Growgetter strategy options for the user to select. The system results will reflect the following. You'll have information on the strategy name and the price. You'll have a short description here on what the strategy is, along with the expected outcome, and to make it really unique, you'll have a 5-star rating system from people who used it. Okay, so in wrapping up, the call to action is I'm looking for referral partners. I'm looking for someone to introduce me to a technology resource so I can license this out. Here are some happy Growgetter success stories, lots of them, so this is in demand today in 1.0. Thank you. Do I hold on to this? Or is this okay?
That was great.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me? Yeah, sorry, I'll try to speak up and talk to the whole room. Yeah, so I'll start off. I think you got to the meat of the pitch at minute 4. I just had the benefit of seeing Vic's timer. So just to kind of cut to the chase, I would reorder your pitch a little bit.
Okay.
This is kind of like, actually, despite the fact that I worked in like financing and investments, I was an English major in college, and almost all the time, like the first 2 years of writing, my professor was always like, start with the end of your paper and rewrite.
Okay.
So your thesis came in minute 4, and then you were trying to plug out the value prop in the last 45 to 50 seconds.
Okay.
So I'd say go towards problem statement up front. Then go to the like, hey, here's the problem. I've got this automated solution that's directly addressing this problem, and then get to the product. Especially if you're getting at partner, technology, integrator, whatever the real ask is. All this stuff up front is great. I have no problem with it. It's just going to model that pitch, that forum. So it's cool to hear your story, but I say like go for the business hook. And then, the personal stuff and your professional stuff, that's more kind of like after it's all said and done. If you're going to raise money, the personal side, professional side is helpful, but you're already coming across like you're in business and you're cranking and you're just looking for people who want to crank with you. So
Thank you.
That's
very much.
Well, and I'll add on to that. I love the enthusiasm, right? You got up here, you jumped right in, and you kind of went for it. So I like that, and I would reinforce, I spent the first 3 minutes, frankly, trying to catch up because you were going really fast, right? But I wasn't clear until as well, probably about minute 4 of where you were, right? You started out, you talked about, online marketing. You talked about a lot of different areas, and again, you talked about how your background fit into that. But my wheels were churning around. Okay, well, what is it? And sometimes it really helps. I love when you got to, you're becoming a platform like LegalZoom and WebMD. When you give examples, it helps people focus, and they can begin to fill in the blanks a little bit. So I would definitely concur with Mark. Push that up. The diagnostic to strategy, I kind of like that. So you kind of strategy in a box.
Yes.
Right? Then again, you get that out front earlier because that came in, again, minute 4 or close to minute 5.
Okay.
The ask, right? So what were you looking for? I think one of the things, obviously a tech resource, this is probably a good audience for you to say, hey, I need a tech resource. But if you really need, and the point was you wanted to find partners that could come in and actually leverage that platform, I would have probably wanted to talk a little bit more about what that relationship looked like, right?
Okay.
The fact that, and it sounds like, you're drowning in clients right now, right? That's a really nice problem to have, right? So I would have probably spent a little bit more time saying, hey, these are the kind of partners or companies that I'm actually selling to now, and and describe what that potential partner looked like, so that if there were those folks sitting in the room, they know, hey, I'm a good fit for them.
Okay.
Yeah, I will amplify that. I'm lost on what kind of partner you want.
Okay.
Completely. And that's the whole purpose of the pitch. So you kind of said up front, you got me, like, am I a potential partner? And then by minute 5, which you might have 5 minutes or 10 minutes in that kind of more business-oriented form pitch.
Okay.
I would get really tight on that.
Okay.
That's gonna then kind of weed out the people that you don't want to find.
Okay.
And then get the people who might be considering you to tune in.
Perfect.
And
Okay.
because I think now that I've had a few more minutes to digest here, so I think what you were getting at was, look, in the big companies that you've worked for, there's a lot of folks that spend a lot of time doing strategy,
Yes.
right? And then there are usually a bunch of different folks who are really responsible for execution.
Yes.
And you're kind of bridging that gap. And again, if your target customer is really that small to mid-sized customer, how do they make that process more efficient? And I think that's probably
That's
kind
exactly
of where you were focused.
yes.
But
Yeah.
I think you need
To say that.
a little more succinct way to say that. And then that then tells you what kind of partners you want. It's people who are comfortable working in that small to mid-sized business, or maybe there's a customer base where you could partner with somebody and add your platform as part of their tool set as they're pitching in the small to mid-sized
Absolutely.
business.
Okay.
And I like to close on clients again, like coming back to, hey, I've got customers, and if you can kind of really encapsulate a testimonial or a quote, like, again, this is not the best form, because like 15
Yeah.
whatever, but if you could just be like, quick quote, like, boom, this changed my approach, whatever it is, the testimonial quote thing, it's a
Okay.
good close.
Okay.
Just make it more concise and clear, so the audience can either see it if you're pitching at like a business conference, or if you're leaving it behind, or if they're just like, scanning a document, it's like, boom,
Okay.
I get the customer point of view.
Definitely.
It's a good close.
Well, and with all of these points, right, and I'm sure you won't, but don't lose the enthusiasm, right?
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very
Slow
much.
down sometimes. Don't be
Okay.
slow down.
Thank you very much. All right.
Audience, any questions? Yes?
I have one for the panelists. In part of her bio, she mentioned that she had left her job and started this company because she wanted to spend more time with her family. As a potential investor, potential business partner, how does that resonate?
Well, I'll start it. I mean, if she were doing an investor pitch, that would have made me a little nervous, right? But as a potential partner, I mean, maybe that's part of her pitch. Maybe it's people who are in a similar position to her that actually want to have more time with their family, and they can actually be a partner with her and run a successful business that has less of those kind of big corporate time requirements.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I'm kind of neutral and negative on it, mostly because I don't think it adds value to the pitch. If you wanted to say, like, listen, I'm on a path to pursue, a successful business, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to kind of change things, I'd rather hear, like, why you're on this path.
Okay.
If the reason you're on this path is because you want to spend more time with your kids, like, that's okay, I have no problem with that, but it does kind of leave you with a lingering, like, okay, so family first is great, I have no problem with it, it's just going to linger there. I'm not sure it adds value to the pitch.
Okay,
Because
that's
if
good
your
to
real
know.
reason is you want to seek an independent path as a professional, one of the benefits of that is you might have more flexibility or more ability to structure time with your family.
Yes,
And if that's what you mean,
that's what I should say.
you
Yes.
should either say that or just don't even mention it, because it
Okay.
just kind of lingers. It's like, okay, whatever.
That's great feedback.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other quick yes?
So maybe I got distracted, but I'm a little confused because you were talking about when you were at TIAA about being understanding Agile and being a Scrum Master and so forth. But then on one of your slides, you were talking about viral videos and hashtag strategies, which are social media. So I don't know if you're looking for IT partners or social media partners.
Yeah, that's a great question. So that was just illustrative. I'm sorry. That was just for illustrative purposes, just to show you how the system would react. I have about 102 strategies to date. They range from technology, niche market, networking, author release, launch. So that was just an example. But in what I do today, it's business and marketing strategic planning, and it's plan development and accountability. So that would be one of the strategies we
Yeah,
offer.
so you've got 102 canned strategies that people can take a
Correct.
look at based
Absolutely.
on what their needs are.
And they're paying for them today. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Great question.
Back over here, and then we got one more here, and that'll be the last one.
Specifically on this slide on the board with your, people come back and happy customers, do you have any numbers to show how much the business improved or like data and metrics?
Absolutely. You mean how much they made as a result, the impact?
How you affected their business?
Absolutely. I don't have the slide here, but I do have that data.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
If you can quantify and or give the testimonial with a quant on it, like, that's a great closure.
Yeah,
That's
sometimes I run
exactly
into
what
privacy
it's
issues with that. Like, I have a realtor, multi-million-dollar, and she didn't want that disclosed. Like, so privacy issues.
Cool.
But, yeah.
Last question.
I'm just, one for the panelists, I was curious, because I see why you did it, but you talked about leaving your job and then your plans for a certain type of business, which was project management.
Mm-hmm.
And then going into, well, I had to revisit my strategies. I wondered how you felt about almost addressing failures in a way, or misdirection initially. I understand why she did it, but at the same token, does that really help the end argument?
Yeah, for me, again, my focus is startups. I kind of like failure. Failure is something, it's how we learn, right? From early days. And so I personally have no issue with, I would, rather than failure, I would just call it a pivot, right? You started out in one direction and you decided, hey, there was actually more of a market need for what you're doing now, and you kind of pivoted into that. So I'm personally I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, philosophically, I'm okay with it too. I don't know if I would take that at their time. Like again, if you're paying for access at a conference to pitch 400 people, which this feels like that kind of pitch, you tell people that you kind of are pivoting off of an initial idea, like that whole entrepreneur journey thing. I'm cool with it, but I'd rather you go into that over coffee or drinks after the conference and just go for the close. Right?
Okay.
That's
I was thinking that made me more relatable to say I understand the struggle and pain of why they need a system like this, but maybe I don't do
yeah,
that.
I mean, I'm not against it. I just,
Yeah,
you
just
got to
don't.
pick and choose what your points are going to be to
Okay.
bring the customer along. 5-minute pitch off the deck. You're trying to get a meeting like this afternoon at 4 o'clock.
I am.
Right?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Go.